Well, good morning and welcome. And we're starting out with I Am Free. Join us.
I am free, I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited. Right now, right now. I am free, I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited. Right now, right now. I've no fear, I am magnificent. Love and light are why I'm here. I've no fear, I am magnificent. Right now, right now. I've no fear, I am magnificent. Love and light are why I'm here. I've no fear, I am magnificent. Right now, right now.
Good morning. Welcome all that are here in physical form and those that are joining us technologically through YouTube or Facebook. All of you are welcome, and we're glad that we're here in unity. The song is a beautiful intro for me to remind myself how free and unlimited we are in all ways. Especially in love and life. This past week was a challenging week in some ways, in that sense of hitting sorrow, and yet there is something sweet about it. So I'm mindful of Shakespeare's famous line in Romeo and Juliet, where Juliet is telling her lover Romeo as they're parting. Parting is such sweet sorrow, and I greet you good night till the morrow, which of course is the next day. But that's a wonderful refrain on what we all need to know as well. Last week, one of my first friends from the time that Barbara and I moved to Appleton in 1973, that I met and befriended a fellow pastor, Will Wadow from First English Lutheran. And we had a friendship over 50 years. We'd go out to lunch on occasions and have discussions. I brought together pastors in the area back then, and he was one of the first pastors that joined this group, a support group for pastors. He joined a group that another friend of mine, and I created called the Curmudgeons of retired men, and he got more and more frail as years went on. And a number of us from the Curmudgeons were going to visit him a week ago last Friday, but we got word that his health was going poorly, and a day or so later that he had died and made his transition. And his funeral was last Thursday. Well, he was a beloved man in his congregation, a very people-oriented person, and in the wider community as well, very beloved. There must have been 800, 900 people at the church. It was really filled. A beautiful service. And so that was part of my experience this past week, was attending his funeral. There were tears and there was laughter. There was a lot of things that really celebrating Will. And then yesterday, after my daughter had been here for about 10 days, and she's going through a difficult time. And it was really nice to have her here and kind of help her gain some buoyancy, if you will, some resiliency as she was facing some things. And then we had to say goodbye at the airport, and of course that's a teary eye too. And so parting is such sweet sorrow. I say goodnight until tomorrow. Well, you know, I think there's a lot of truth in that we in Unity affirm too. That parting is sweet sorrow. There is something sweet in that because it's witnessing the love between two people or two or more people. And it's sorrow because, you know, there is a parting. And yet, till the morrow. Well, the morrow is anything, if you will. And the morrow is that wills on to another morrow, and I'll join them, you will join them at some point, because there is no end to life. There is no end to love. And we know that, and we affirm that. And so with my daughter, I certainly hope to see her many times over yet, and yet the same principle, that even as I say goodbye, I know the love and the life between us has no end. And isn't that something that we can always affirm in Unity as we face all different kinds of things in human life? So let us move on. And together let us affirm our vision. A world powerfully transformed through shared spiritual awakening. And our mission together, advancing the movement of spiritual awakening through inspiration, through unity, a positive path for spiritual living. And our values together, abundance, acceptance, community, diversity, integrity, joy, and love. And we celebrate our children with this affirmation together. Unity of Appleton sees the divinity in all children and nurtures their unfolding spirituality. So our daily word for today, timeless. In timeless moments in the silence, I discover myself anew. I relax and let go, withdrawing my attention from my surroundings. Breathing deeply and rhythmically, my mind relaxes and my heart opens. I enter my sacred inner sanctuary. Here I have no awareness of time. I hear no words. I think no thoughts. I feel no separation. There is only the richness of silence, the awesome presence of infinite life, love, and wisdom. I am one with this presence. The time and attention I devote to my regular practice of meditation builds deep, abiding peace and clarity in my consciousness. In these timeless moments, I discover I have all I need: enough strength, understanding, love, and time to progress along my path and accomplish all that is mine to do. And from the book of Revelation, then I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and earth had passed away. And let's join together in the affirmation at the top, together. In timeless moments of silence, I discover myself anew.
Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better way to live now. We can have it if we try. I was born down in the valley where the sun refused to shine, but I'm climbing up to that highland, gonna make that mountain mine. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better way to live now. not just a token, it would spread and grow and unfurl. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better way to live now. We can have it if we try. You can learn to love each other when you try to understand. Accepting people as they are now puts the key to peace in your hand. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better way to live now. We can have it if we try.
Alrighty, so this morning, via the miracles of technology and our free Zoom account, we have, I introduce her once a month. I gotta come up with different things to say, right? So for those of you who are new, this is Reverend Marylou Palmer Cardoza, coolest name ever in my opinion. And she is our minister of record. So once a month we get the pleasure of listening to her speak to us all the way from, where are you now?
Oh,
We lost you.
Uh-oh. Now we have to read lips. Hang on, Marylou.
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
there we go. We heard you now.
Good morning, beautiful people. It is such a pleasure and honor to see and be with you. We were just talking how I get to see the back of you, and it's the funniest thing. It's like, okay, well, I can just do that. I can just be seeing the back of you because I know the front of you is beautiful too. So my talk for today fits in with the daily word and the music just beautifully. I have not heard the free and unlimited version that you did, Paige, at the beginning, and I loved it. Because my title of my talk today is, Why Did Jesus Have to Die? Now, we know on one level that we are spirit beings and that Jesus is a spirit being and that his life did not end at death, nor did it begin at birth, because in spirit, there is no beginning. There is no end. It is eternal. It is forever filled with light and love. And yet, on this earth plane, our existence begins with what we call a beginning and what we call an end. From a traditional Christian spiritual point of view, why did Jesus have to die? Well, for most people, there is this thing called separation that we think, because our eyes see visually separate beingnesses acting in bodies and in form, that there is a degree of separation. And for many people, this degree of separation, if I can't see it, it didn't happen. If I have only heard you talk about it, well, I'm not so sure about that because I'm not so sure about you. There's all these degrees of separation that we've created. And so from the traditional Christian's point of view, the turning point in all of this was the crucifixion. It was the atonement. It was Jesus' death upon the cross when he was such a pure being of light and love that could repair the sense of separation between us humans and the divine, our source. even as I say this, it just I can hardly have the words to make that make sense. It is something that many people believe, wholeheartedly love, and preach all the time, that it was the crucifixion that repaired the sense of separation. It amended for the error of sin. It amended for our errors of consciousness. And that somehow these errors in consciousness, the mistakes of our world, the mistakes of our lives, the mistakes of our thoughts, create this irreparable breach from God and brands the sinner as unforgivable. And that Jesus' death breached that repair. But I think there's something more going on here than just the death of a being of light and love. Walter Wink, in his books from the 1990s and in the beginning of the 21st century, talked about something that he actually coined the term, the myth of redemptive violence. And he talked about this myth being older than the spiritual practice of redemption through Jesus' crucifixion. The Hebrew people had a very formal way to redeem error and redeem the holiness of their people. And that was the whole purpose of the sanctuary and the temple of Jerusalem. It was a place to go make sacrifices to God for being human. And people would have to make sacrifices for the errors of their children and the errors of their wives, because their wives have an issue of blood, and that must be a big deal because that's life itself. And all of these things, there were over 2,000 rules that the Hebrews would have to follow to be pure. And to be pure in God's sight required that they sacrifice something. So guess what? The temple in Jerusalem also had the best of the best in terms of animals, birds, mammals, and everything that was given at the temple had to be the absolute very best because it was being given to God. Well, out the back door, they were doing sacrifices for God. So they also had the best butcher shop in town. That's supposed to be funny. But it's not. Is it? I mean, this is blood sacrifice we're talking about. The Hebrew people, as glorious and wonderful as their teachings were in the what we call the Old Testament, but in the Hebrew Bible, it was all upon this foundation of redemption through sacrifice. And Walter Wink said, we even did this beforehand. There was a myth out of the antiquities, and I won't go into it because it's even bloodier than what I was talking about. But this myth of redemptive violence still is at work in our lives and in our culture and in our society. You can see it in the most odd and strangest places. But you can see it in even our cartoons and our Disney stories. 60% of the story is about the trials and tribulations of the hero. And it is only when they, as Popeye would say, he would, I am that I am, and so he would down his can of spinach and come out as a superhero to save the day for the Popeye and olive oil. And this cosmic consciousness is still at work. We still believe that there is a bad guy and a good guy, and the bad guy and the good guy can't ever work together because they're bad guys and we're the good guys. Whoever we are, we're the good guys. Of course we are. I mean, this morning Jodi said something, and I was like, I'm in the consciousness of this talk. I'm in the consciousness of working on understanding this myth of redemptive violence. It triggered me so bad, I was screaming at her. She's like, oh my God, what have I done? And I go, no, what have I done? Because it is such a part of our psyches that we fall back into this meeting anger with anger, fall back into this even exchange. What you are giving, I'm receiving, and what I'm receiving, I'm giving right back to you. In this world, it is a world of retribution and punishment and anger and more anger, and it just creates more and more gulf between us. And yet, we are spiritual beings. We are free and unlimited. We are not bound by place and time and space. We are hardly limited by anything except the thoughts we hold in consciousness and the thoughts we hold in our subconscious and the thoughts we hold in our superconscious. Sociologically and psychologically, we have divided again our awareness of what we can see, feel, think, and know to this conscious awareness, and then there's something that is beyond that conscious awareness and something that is below that conscious awareness. That conscious awareness bubbles up of memories, of family stories, of actually the very DNA energies of place and time that have created the physicality that we are talking about. I was listening to somebody talk about gardening, and they said that one of the reasons why it's a good idea to save your seeds every year is because the seed of your plant has become acclimated to your soil, to your climate, to your environment, to the water, and that every year that you plant this seed over and over again, it becomes more adaptive to its environment. Oh, we're like that. The more we go through life, the less conscious somehow it seems I am. And so I forget, I remember that, but it's still working. It's still working. So the truth of why did Jesus have to die is that he was a spirit being who was so sophisticated in his understanding of love that he knew that we were created in love, by love, and for love. His whole message was a story of love one another. As I've loved you, love your enemies. Do good to those who despitefully use you. Love your neighbor as yourself. And he truly understood that love perfected would cast out fear. And so the new thought of why did Jesus have to die is that it was the perfect demonstration of this love ethic that he's so known for. His communication on how we can love. We love through forgiveness. We have to first let go of whatever that stuff that comes up. It comes up for healing. It doesn't come up because that's where we need to focus our attention. It comes up because where we need to focus our attention is right beyond that drama and trauma. And so our challenge is to give forth love instead of fear and worry and doubt and separation and reinforcing the sins of this world. And how do we do that? Repent. It only means turn around. Turn around. Stop looking at that. Let that go. This thought I do not want. I choose love instead. This thought, this pattern, this energy I do not want, and I choose to love instead. So, new thought. Charles Fillmore had this divine idea that what really Jesus came to do through his letting go is that he stood in the energy where they had beat his body, put a crown on his head of thorns, and accused him of blasphemy and every other thing that they could think of that would get him riled up. And his response was to stand in that energy and not respond to the fear, the blame, the anger. He was able to stand in that energy and probably turned up his love light, because that's what people who know is perfect love will cast out all fear. So our challenge today is to help ourselves to raise to the level of doubt that fear thought, to raise to the level of doubt that says, this need not be. How could God not do what Jesus is teaching us to do? How can it be that a loving God would ask for sacrifice to restore us to homes? And every time that myth of restoring life comes from killing, we have a choice. We have a choice to decide to love ourselves, to love that which is in front of us, to that which is on our left, to that which is on our right, and to love one another instead of calling them names. Not just calling them names out in the outside. Jesus said, just calling them names in your mind. That's really the error. And so we get to figure out how to love, because I believe that why Jesus died was to demonstrate that this body is not the end of us. His students, his friends, his disciples, his beloveds saw him for a time after this body let go. And it was so real to them that there's an encounter in the upper room where they said, I can see the wounds, but they have not harmed you. I can touch you, and I can see you eat nourishment. That's how strong our minds are at creating these bodies. that even after we lay down this body, we can pick it up to come in an appearance to those who we love and who love us. Wow, the veil is thin when we're able to do that. And our challenge is to claim this spiritual truth for ourselves, to recognize that who we are is made in love, created in love, by love, and for love. And as we rise up in this consciousness, we become the light of the world. We become the ones that we are waiting for. We become free and unlimited. We become the spiritual truth. And so, as we close this time of teaching, I want to share something from Marianne Williamson, which has transformed my fears in so many ways. In fact, when I was applying for the first time for a Unity ministry opportunity of service, that first interview, I turned around as I was preparing for it. I turned around and saw this on my wall in my room, and I went, that's what I need. And so I'm going to ask you to turn around from the pain, the worry, the doubt, the debt, and use these words as we go into meditation. Breathing into this moment, we relax and let go. We release what our eyes tell us as true. We release whatever concerns on whatever topic. And to breathe into this moment and feel the chair supporting us. Opening our crown chakra to the light from above. We allow this energy to pour over our shoulders, down our arms, and out our hands. With the next breath that we breathe, we allow this energy to fill our torsos, surrounding every organ, bringing all concerns to the light, and letting them go back to their native nothingness. With the next breath that we breathe in this energy past our hips, down our legs, past our flexible knees, and out the soles of our feet. For where we stand is holy ground. Who we are in this moment is love. And we let this love energy ground us in this beingness of this moment. We move beyond the fears, the worries, the doubts, and the debts. To recognize that our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is the light that we are that frightens us the most. So we raise this thought to the level of doubt. And think, who am I? Who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Who am I? Who am I? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God, a child of the universe. Breathe that in. You are a child of the universe. I am as God created me to be. I am still as God created me to be. And playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightening about shrinking so that other people don't feel insecure around you. Repent this thought. Let go and turn around to discover you and I are children of the universe. And we are all meant to shine as children do. We are born to make manifest the glory of God, the love of God, the joy of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us. It is in all of us. And as we let our light shine, we find new ways to love, new ways to stand in truth, to stand in the sweetness of ripe holiness, to know that as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. That as we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Breathe that in. Feel this energy in the room. Feel this energy as Unity of Appleton. And know that your playing small does not serve the world. You are meant to shine. You were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us all. And that as we let our light shine, as we are willing to raise these questions to doubt, we consciously set in motion all those who are attracted to this light. And we see them. We see them as a child of the universe. We raise up our vision of them and see them guided, guarded, directed into more and more powerful expressions of this light, this love. Where there is darkness, we shine the light of truth, and darkness hides. The light overcomes any sense of separation. And that is what we're here to be. That is what we're here to do, to be that light-shaped lamp on a stand for all to see. To extend love and comfort, to be the blessing in our world. So breathe that in, breathe that out. Allow it to be the truth of your beingness. Allow this to be the love that you are. And out. We allow it to be. Amen. So finding your way back into this room, back into this consciousness, we celebrate this moment in time and give thanks for the love that we are. And now I turn this lovely experience back over to Bedford and celebrate the truth.
Thank you, Marianne. Such a powerful message. And I love the idea of repent as simply turning around. You know, we don't have to work at getting this. We have to simply be willing to recognize it. That's all we need to do is recognize. And I know that sounds easier than it may seem, but in truth, that's what it is, because everything she's saying is the truth. So we are going to celebrate this one once again in healing prayer. So join with me, if you would, as I read these words. I am love, I am health, I am peace. I deserve to be loved. I deserve to be happy. I deserve to be healthy. I am a child of God. I deserve nothing less. Today I accept my healing of body, mind, and spirit. I forgive myself for the mistakes I made without forgetting any, because I am not guilty of anything. I could not act any other way in those moments. I forgive all the people for whom I felt anger. I accept them because they could not be as I wanted. I release them and I free myself from the resentment forever. I cancel the past in the present to free my future. I deserve to enjoy the love of my loved ones. I stop judging myself and judging others forever. I now release all my pain, my mistakes, and my illness, so Spirit can transform it into health, love, and peace. I accept everything as it is now, and with patience to begin to finally heal. God, you are in me, and I am in you. By your divine power and your love within me, I decide to heal my body, my mind, and my soul. I open my heart to your pure love that surrounds me with its radiant light, revitalizing every cell of my body. Every negative thought becomes positive, recreating myself in a new life full of love and joy. I will share this love with all, communicating everything I feel. I wish to heal with all my heart and then to help others, thus fulfilling my mission of love and communication of love in this life. Thank you, universe, that already is. Take a moment to let that sink in. Now we move from prayer to our affirmation of prosperity. This is the time when those of us who feel Unity of Appleton is our spiritual home practice and putting Spirit first in our financial life. This practice prospers the spiritual community we love and supports our own spiritual growth and prosperity. Please give whatever amount Spirit guides you to give, whether it is in person or electronically. Whatever that amount is, take that gift into your heart and bless it with your love. Feel free to bless the plate as it passes by. Let yourself feel grateful to God in you as your one source. Then please join in our affirmation of prosperity. Together, Unity of Appleton is alive with the energy of Spirit in the flow of divine abundance and radiant with unlimited possibilities. And with the same gusto, please say with me with the celebration of giving and receiving. Divine love in and through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I joyfully give and willingly receive. I give in love, and I trust God as my source.
Joy fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing
receive these gifts with the awareness that we have no wants, we have no needs, because it is all within us. And it's from that source that we rejoice and give abundantly of our love and life and sources and resources. And these, our gifts, are an expression of that. Thank you, Spirit. Amen. And sit down. Announcements. It's official. Please welcome our new board. Once again, if those would stand that are present, Jay Keel, Julie Thurnell, Tom Dusterheft, Marge Kraus, and Kay Gunther. And we have a more.
Yay!
That's John, I think, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, that'll be me. I was excited about that.
Yeah.
Thanks to Laura and to you too, Bedford.
Yeah. Laura and her husband found us a mower. It has a new home in our garage. Many thanks to Laura and Bedford for donating the price of the mower. Yay! And a new book study. A tomb that is in my heart, A Course in Miracles. And this one is A Course in Miracles Made Easy, because a lot of people have commented A Course in Miracles is very difficult, and read a few pages and put it down. So this is A Course in Miracles Made Easy. It's eternal truth, and every page is filled with it. And this will be starting Friday, 1 to 2 p.m. at Unity. Sign-up sheet is on the Connect and Serve table, and Karen Sophie is going to be the leader, and thank you, Karen. Brilliant Bliss, once again, community mantra music journey. Join us for an amazing afternoon of mantras, music, and meditation next Sunday, March 17th, 1 to 3 p.m. $22 at the door, or get tickets at lovingawareness.org. And I believe, yes, this is the next one. After the service next week, we will have a soup and bread lunch available for $5 per person before the Brilliant Bliss event. Please join us downstairs at the cafe from 11:40 to 12:45 for 3 homemade soup choices plus fresh rolls and desserts. Woo-woo. Drum wash Reiki session event with Sarah Casperson, Tuesday, March 19th at 6 to 7 p.m. Tickets are $33 at the door. Boy, we got a lot of wonderful events, don't we? From the Earth Care team, our growing season is earlier this year. With record high temperatures, the maple sap is running. Growing one's own vegetables in a patio, pot, or a garden is soon to be upon us. If you have a sunny window or a growing station in your home, this is the time to cover those dear little seeds in soil. Nurture them with regular watering, your love, and watch them grow. Mark your calendars. The plant sale will be on May 5th. And now, prayer of protection, time to stand up, stretch out, and together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Well,